Let me see. Good afternoon, family. It's your girl, Miss Diva Trucker, and I'm coming to you today because I wanted to talk to you about making money teaming when you are a carrier. Okay, so the next couple of weeks, as y'all know, Thanksgiving is coming up, right? And we like to, for the month of Thanksgiving, we like to take the whole week off. So nobody's driving. The drivers are Sean, nobody's driving for Thanksgiving, right? So what we do is we plan ahead of time in order to be able to do that. Okay. So the goal that I set for the truck is that Arshawn and I will team for 3 weeks so we could take off for Thanksgiving, and we want to make a minimum of $10,000 a week. Okay, so I want to talk to you about how to do that as a carrier. Okay, first and foremost, welcome, and it's good to see you guys. I told you I would start doing some more teaching videos as far as you all wanting to get your authority, running as a carrier, and different things like that. Okay, so first of all, I do also want to let you know too that if you are a carrier or a broker and you have your own authority, that FEMA is opening up registration February the 5th. Okay. Now, what do you have to do in order to qualify? All right. They're going to be running registration. So don't say that I didn't tell you when y'all be asking me, how do I get FEMA loads? How do you do this? How do you do that? Okay. You have to register. If you are a carrier or a licensed broker, then you are eligible to register. But you do have to do a couple of things before you're able to sign up with FEMA. And you can get those things done now. Okay. One of the things is going to be you have your authority. The second thing is you have to be registered in SAMS. Okay. Um, um, if you're not Systems Award Management, SAMS.gov. SAMS.gov. You have to be registered in order to sign up for FEMA. Once you register for that, you make sure you have your DUNS number. Also, if you are a woman-owned business, make sure you go to the SBA.gov and self-certify for as a women-owned business and add that to your profile in SAMS. What is SAMS? SAMS is where you go to bid on government contracts. Okay, there's plenty of contracts out there, but SAMS is the one for the government. What kind of loads do you get for that? You can do post office loads. You can do moving the military loads. You can do FEMA loads. You can do everything that the military is a part of and associated with. You can do a contract for those loads, and all you have to do is bid on them. Okay, you have to put a package together, bid on it to see if you're awarded. Okay, now, like I always tell y'all, if you do not know how to do this stuff, you can contact what is it, PTAC? I forgot what it was, but it's a local agency that will help you for free to sign up for SAMS and get you started. Okay. Um, but I do want to let you know it's November now, so you got plenty of time to do that. You also have to have your insurance. So as a broker, since you don't have trucks, you have to have $350,000 in cargo, a contingent cargo, okay, to cover the property of the load. You don't have to have trucks, but you do have to have contingent cargo, okay? So I do want to let you know that open registration is going to be from February the 5th to March, and then they close it out again. Okay, so if that's what you're interested in, go ahead and start filling out the paperwork. So you will be ready and good to go in February of 2025. Okay, I'm gonna do authority broker with one truck. Okay, that's great, Imani. And you got your SANS, you got your DUNS number, and they also going to make you set up with a U.S. bank because that's how you get paid, okay? So you have to get set up with US Bank, and they'll send you all the information to do that as well. All right. So let's talk about making money, and let's talk about your revenue for as a team driver. I got everything but US Bank. Okay, they'll send you the paperwork to sign up for US Bank. You'll get an email. Once you are accepted to the portal, you will get an email setting you up with US Bank. Okay. Um, because that's where you're tender and stuff, and husband and wife. Okay, that's great. That's great. Okay, so let's talk about teaming. Let's talk about making money as a team. Let's talk about how do we do this. Okay, now you do know that rates was is not the same as they once was during the COVID period and things like that. They have dropped down significantly. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that you have to plan your loads out better. Okay, as far as being able to keep moving to make the revenue that you want to make. Okay, now I find that easy for me to do in power only. I do not own a trailer. I do not have a trailer. I have what is called trailer interchange, and that allows me to pull anybody's trailer. I could pull JB Prime, um, KLLM, any other carrier that has a trailer. I can pull it because I have a interchange. Okay, that covers me for pulling their equipment down the highway. Now, what I like about power only. Power only, especially if you're teaming, you got to be able to find loads that are dropping hooks. So that is why I like to run for large mega carriers that have plenty of trailers, and they also have accounts that are dropping hooks, because that will keep you rolling and you can plan. Sometimes with the dropping hooks, you can drop it a day early, or you could drop it like after midnight, okay, when they have clients. What kind of clients allows you to do these dropping hooks? Okay, a lot of them are going to be your larger shippers, such as Walmart, Lowe's, Frito-Lay, Home Depot, all these different warehouses. They have a bunch of trailers, and they don't mind when they will request, for example, if you are a broker and you want to work with like Lowe's and these different other brokers, some of them will request that you have so many trailers at their location to do dropping hooks. Dropping hooks is really easy for the drivers because it stops them from having to pay detention, and also waiting in the doors at the shipper or the receiver trying to get unloaded. Okay, so it's a way to kind of save money, and also you don't have to wait at the places to get either loaded or unloaded. They will already have that trailer loaded for you, and you just go and you drop it. Okay, now with your revenue, how do you make $10,000 a week? There's my phone. Okay. How do you make $10,000 a week? Right now, as a carrier, and if you're teaming, that should be an average about 10 to 12. Some people is going to do more depending on what account they have, but you should aim for that amount as a team. Okay. So, how is that going to help you? Teaming, you're constantly moving. Okay, so I like to do about 5,000 miles, so I set a limit, right? So we'll do like what's comfortable for you. What's comfortable for me is like 2,500 miles a week. Okay, so Arshawn can do 25, I can do 25. We may can get away with a little less than that, but that's just the average. You want to write that down as far as what your how many miles and what your rate per mile should be. Okay, so if I set my rate per mile at least $2.50, then, and I'm running 5,000 miles, we're going to make at least $12,000 that week. Okay, but not all loads pay $2.50 and more. Okay, you have to know your lane, where to run and where not to run. Okay, and I'm going to give you some examples. For example, right now in our market, the hot areas, these are the areas that's going to pay you over 250 to 250 or higher. Okay. These lanes are going to be your Illinois. Illinois is always, it's a hub where shipment goes in and shipment goes out. Okay, normally you're gonna make it good on each end, going in and out. Okay, you have your all your warehouses up there, and it is a very good place to get in and out for freight. Okay, Illinois is going to be one of them. Number two is going to be Indiana. Number three is going to be Ohio. Okay, Kentucky, right in your mid area. I want to say the mid east. That type of area is going to give you your highest revenue. Okay, now you will see loads that will get you to run down to like Georgia. I mean, not Georgia, but Florida for maybe $3 and something cents a mile. Before you take a load going down to Florida, you want to make sure of what you got coming out there, because you got to make up the difference. Okay, so if you're going to take a load for maybe $3.50 a mile and your rate per mile, or your average of what you want to do is $2.50 a mile, then you got to make sure that you're getting at least that coming out, but you're not. So what you do is you take off of that $3 a mile and add it on to the Florida coming out to balance it out. Okay, now if it makes sense, run it. Okay, but if it doesn't make sense and you're going to get down there, you don't know if you're going to have a load coming out, and it's going to be 90 cents a mile coming out of there, don't run it. It's not worth it. Okay, so the first thing I would do is to set yourself up with power only, where you can do dropping hooks, okay, to keep the team moving. All right. The second thing that I would do is also you want to make sure that you are getting the best revenue for your fuel. So right now I use mud flap. And the reason why I like mud flap is because the money comes out right away. Like I know exactly how much I spend, and I can basically go to the TAs, the Petros, any one of them that's saving me the most fuel. Now you also got to pay attention to is because the TA says it has 40 cents off a gallon, that doesn't mean that it's the cheapest fuel, okay, or the least expensive fuel, okay, because you can go down the street and the TA could be like 3.45, and it takes 35 cents to break it 3.10, and you can go down the street to Raceway and it may be $2.99. Okay, so you got to look at it that way. Actually, you may not be getting a savings on like cents per mile off, but you are getting a savings because the fuel is lower. Okay, so look at that when you're doing your fuel. Try to keep your fuel. Okay, okay. So where was I at? Let me see. Okay, so also this game is a hustle. When you're teaming and you're on the truck together, it's a hustle. It's a grind, okay? So you come out for a reason, right? So you can hurry up and get back home, take your home time or whatever the case may be. So have a plan. When you are signed up with like mega carriers, okay? A lot of them pay you maybe like with JB Hunt, I get 80%. I was grandfather in. Okay, so no, what does that mean? That means whatever they get the load at, you get 80%. There's no negotiating. The JB Hunt gets 20%, and you get 80%. Okay, you don't have to bid on it. There's no negotiation. No negotiation. It is what it is. Okay. And I like it. And also, what gives you the edge is you're able to pick your own loads. Okay, I like to be with companies where you're able to pick your own freight because you know how you run. You don't have anybody else depending on to make your money. Okay, a lot of times you get with this was my biggest thing when I first started power only, is you would have dispatchers say, there's no freight coming out of that area, or you got to take this because there's nothing else. Okay, I like to be with companies that allow you to use their load board, their private load boards, and you can pick and move how you want to. Okay, so two of those companies that I love is going to be my JB Hunt and my USA Truck. Okay, USA Truck is also, I don't know if they changed it now, but they are 80% as well, and you get to pick your loads. Okay, and they also are with DB Snyder. Okay, so, and you're able to pick up to 5 loads in advance. Okay, so you can go in there and just pick for the whole week. Okay, so you know what your revenue is going to be before you even get started. Okay, you look for things that are, maybe you can drop it early, dropping hooks, anything like that. Okay, now, and I do all of this east of 35. I don't go past 35. So I'm not going past Texas. I'm not going to Iowa. I'm not going to Utah. I'm not going to California. I'm not doing any of that. Okay. You make your money, you pick a lane where it's most beneficial to you, and that is how you're going to achieve the revenue that you want to achieve. Another thing is, running up to PA is good money. Like, you're going to get loads going up to PA that is going to be paying you $3-4 a mile. But the issue is, coming out of PA, you're not going to get that unless you're running short miles. Like, for instance, you can get a load from PA to Virginia that's going to pay you $253 a mile. And then you got to move yourself over, like, to Ohio and in those areas. Okay, running into PA is going to be good. You also have to watch out when you're running up in the Northeast. You got to watch out for those tolls as well. So you got to make sure that you're getting enough money to cover the tolls as well. Because running across I-80 back and forth, if you're not making at least 250 and up a mile, it's going to kill you. Okay. Um, make sure that you include your tolls in there as well. But the average places where you will find is going to be like my North Carolina, my South Carolina. Okay. Georgia is going to be kind of average for you. Okay, it's going to give you $2, but it's going to give you maybe 250. Okay, Texas is going to give you about average 250. They don't really have to go up because there's so many people in Texas and so many coming in and out and all that kind of stuff. Okay, unless you're picking up some load at the like the ports and stuff like that, those pay good coming out of those. Like Beaumont, is it Beaumont? No, Port Arthur. Those loads pay really well. Okay, now, this is a hustle game. Okay, so for example, appointment times. If you do have to have an appointment, you want to be there the night before if they got parking. Find out everything that you can possibly find out about that load before you run it. Okay, for example, you got to know, okay, let's just say it's not a drop and hook. Let's just say it's an open appointment. Okay, 8 to 4. Okay, first come, first serve. So when do you want to be there? You want to be there the night before. Okay, you don't want to be at the truck stop. You don't want to be at the rest area. You don't want to be, I'll get there in the morning. You want to be there the night before if they open at 8 o'clock. Why? Because if it's a first appointment, first come, first serve, you're not the only truck. Okay, so if they're making it open where it's first come, first serve, everybody is coming at 8 o'clock or whatever time. Okay, for example, I had a load in Ohio. I got there the night before, and nobody was there. Okay. So, but I got up at about 5 in the morning to go get in line because I wanted to be the first one there. Right. So I noticed like about 6 o'clock, 6:30, other trucks started coming. So instead of them, lining up behind me, they was lining up on the side like they got to here first too. So then what I did was I put on my coat, my jacket and stuff like that, and I went and I stood by the door because I want to be the first person in the door. Okay. When they open up at 8 o'clock, you got to be there. You got to be there before then. Okay. Because, for example, this is how you lose money. When the 5 trucks that came and pulled up at 8 o'clock, okay, when I got in the door, I'm in door number one. It takes them about 45 minutes to an hour to maybe load me. Okay. So if I did not get up and made sure that I was the first person in line and I came where everybody else came, I may have been the 6 truck or the 7 truck. So now if it takes an hour to load me, guess what? An hour, one, and they only had 2 doors. So it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, and I'm the 6th truck. I don't get loaded till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, right? So that means that I could be halfway to my destination if you just get up early. You cannot be out here being lazy. You got, it's not if you want to make the revenue that you want to make. Now, if you want to come out here and you want to treat it like it's, vacation and you just make whatever you make, fine. I'm talking to people that is really struggling, that really want to know how to maximize on their revenue. You got to get there early. You can't hang out in a truck stop. Okay. You got to be at your shipper or receiver. Sometimes I will ask, hey, if I know I'm gonna be a whole day early, like today, right now, I have a load that I'm delivering at Sam's, but I can't get there until after midnight. Okay. So, and I understood that before. So I made arrangements to come. We check in, take showers, refresh, regroup so we can go out there and hit it again. Okay. And then in the meantime, take your breaks. You need a break. You need a mental break. Okay. So get out the truck, maybe go get something to eat or do something, but then get back in there and grind hard. Okay. So the concept and the goal is to make anywhere between 10 to 12,000. How you're going to do that? You're going to do dropping hooks. You're going to do early appointments. You're going to be the first one in line before anybody else. If it's a first come first serve, okay. You're going to watch your fuel, okay, and you're going to run. And even if you do the bare minimum of $2 a mile, and you all run, and what's 2,500 miles? You can do that in 5 days. So 5, 1, 5, 2, that's 2,500. 5, 1, 5, 2, 25. So in 5 days, you can run 500 miles, 8 hours a day. You're not even using up your whole clock. Okay. Of course, you're going to run into traffic and different things like that, but it's just, to give you an idea. 2,500 miles, 5, 1, 5, 2, 5. So that's 5 days. What, you got 2 days left. Okay. You could do a 34. You can roll, or you can keep going. Okay. Or what you can do is maybe you don't have to have a load that's not paying you what you need. Okay. So you can either do, let me see, each load paying what, 15. If each load pay 1,500 a day, 3,000, 6,000, 9,000, 12,000. Okay, you can run it that way. So you could divide it up, and that's just for one of the trucks. Okay, so my goal, or Sean's goal out here for the next 3 weeks, so we can enjoy Thanksgiving, is to do 10 to 12,000 each week, each truck, not the other truck. And on the other trucks, I just want 6,000 a week. Okay, so that's easy to get as well. 6,000 a week on the other trucks, and 10,000 on a teaming truck. Okay, and then you go and you enjoy your holiday. Okay, y'all got any questions for me? What else did I want to tell you guys? I told you about FEMA, how to run. Also, with the, if you, I just don't like trailer. I just don't like having my own trailer because I like to go and come as I please. Like I like to move around, and I'm able to do that with dropping hooks. Like for example, you could drop it at the shipper. You don't pick it up right away. You can go do things that you need to do, come back, pick up your trailer, and keep going about your business. Right. What else I wanted to tell you? Okay. Y'all was asking about the authority with the vans and box trucks and stuff like that. I'm liking the cargo van model. So my nephew has like I told y'all, the cargo vans that they do, and they do like partial loads, and they go everywhere. Okay, and with that you don't have to have a CDL. Okay, so it's non-CDL, and you can basically, they just pick up. Some of them can be a little bit heavy. Some of them could be like one box or whatever the case may be, and you just go coast to coast from there. So with the cargo van, it's a little bit different. Um, a lot of them are like pickups and deliver when you figure out. Um, with the cargo vans, it's a little bit different. They make anywhere between like 80 to $1 a mile. And what happens is, or what more, it depends. And what happens is you get lists of pickups. So you have to connect yourself with people who do partial loads and who get those type of shipments. And you deal on a cargo van side, you deal with a lot of dispatchers. So what we do with our dispatchers is dispatchers have to prove their worth. Like nobody's on salary, nobody clocks in, nobody gets a paycheck or anything like that. So what you do is you have a bunch of dispatchers that you work with. It doesn't matter who you work with. You could work with a bunch of them, as long as they're good, right? But the only way they get paid is if they book you a load. So they work really hard at trying to find you loads, making sure you get out of a certain spot. And the more that you're connected with these different dispatchers, the more you are able to have more options and opportunities, okay, to be able to keep moving. So the name of the game on the cargo van side is to have as many dispatchers as you is to keep you moving, okay? Because they only get paid if they book you a load, okay? Um, what else with the cargo van? So adding on to those, and they're real easy to run. Once you're connected and you get in with the right people and things like that, they're going to keep you moving, okay? And you'll be okay that way. You gotta love the drive because you will be doing some driving on a cargo van, okay? If you're doing, like OTR and you don't have like a dedicated. Um, and dispatches for cargo vans. What else? Okay. What else? Okay. So, and I would do cargo vans if I don't know what I want to do. For instance, like I want to get in the transportation industry, but I don't know if I want to get my CDL. I don't know, if I want to drive big trucks or anything, but I want to do something driving, okay? Cargo van is a great way to do that, okay? You because the vans are about what, $10,000, $12,000, like a used van. And you could easily get your loads. You don't have to worry about, like waste stations. I don't think I ever seen a cargo van go through a waste station. You don't have to worry about a lot. As far as the cargo van is concerned, you would get in touch with send me an email and I can get you in touch with my nephew and he can talk to you about it. But the only thing with the cargo van is I just get a percentage. They run, and I'll get a percentage from them. So they do their thing, um, and keep going. So then what Arshawn wants to do is he wants to do the oh, and where do you find the cargo van loads, right? A lot of times, most of them, you're either going to be connected with cargo van brokers or shippers. One of them is called Mid. Okay, guys, I apologize. One of my loads canceled, so I got to go back on there and find another one. But the cargo van, if you're not sure about, getting your CDL, or you can't get your CDL, or whatever the case may be, that would be a great way to get started in transportation if you want to drive, right? But you got to drive. It's a hustle. It's a hustle. Yeah, Kim, I'm sorry, I was on the phone. I got a call. But it is a hustle either way. Okay. Um, but if you love to drive, cargo van is a great way to get started. Okay. Um, the next one is box trucks. Okay. Oh, the low board. The low board that we use for cargo vans and box trucks is Selectus. Okay. Selectus is a bit expensive. I think it's like $175 a month. Okay. But they have all the cargo vans and all the shippers, all the brokers, all of them in there. What the pro that I like about the Selectus low board is that's where all of it's at, right? All of your van, your box trucks, all those loads are on Selectus. Okay. The downfall of what I don't like about Selectus is you have to bid on everything. Like, for example, with big trucks, if you go on a load board, they will tell you what the rate is, and if you want the load, if you like it or whatever, you get it. And but with Selectus, everybody's bidding on it, so they just go with either who has the lowest bid, or if it requires, a MC and all that kind of stuff. So that's the only downfall. You just got to bid. Those loads come in so fast, right? So it starts like in the morning at about, I would say, 8 o'clock, and it's just bam, 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 popping up, popping up, popping up, popping up, and you got to reply to all of those that you want to book. So you got to send a bid for every one of them that you want to book. And then if somebody accepts your bid, they will let you know, send your Raycon, and you be good to go, right? Um, they used to let you have like all these logins, and all your drivers can log in and all that kind of stuff. But the good thing that I'm glad Selectus did was they stopped everybody from logging into that site. So you can only have one person log in Selectus at a time. So you can't have 50 million drivers from the same company on Selectus. So I like that. I like that. And it was only supposed to be for carriers anyway. It wasn't supposed to be for dispatchers, but dispatchers are on there. It was only supposed to be a relationship between the broker and the carrier. But somehow, all kinds of, they really need to clean up that site because there's a lot of dispatchers on there. Um, Box trucks, that would be the same thing. So Arshawn will be getting into that, and we'll tell you more about that later. And other than that, just leasing on. But just wanted to come and talk to you guys for a few minutes and, to help you to get your, if you're struggling with your revenue, especially teaming, some of the ways that you can increase your revenue as far as to be able to keep moving, to be able to make the goals that you want to make. But it is possible. You just have to know um, what you can drop early, what you can't drop early. Book it in advance. Make sure you get in there on time, before time, or whatever the case may be. Sleep at the shipper or the receiver if you can, if they got parking, so you're not burning your time trying to get there. And things like that. Those are some of the things that you would need to do to try to increase your revenue or get to the revenue that you desire to do. Okay. Other than that, like I said, the power only, the companies that I'm with, I also will. Oh, look at that plane. I also will post trucks on the that load board as well, just to see what's out there. Just and I set a thing to for them not to even call me unless it's paying more than $2.50 a mile. That we will do. And on the carrier side, you a lot of times you don't have to put your trucks on a load board because when you're connected with the brokers, they automatically send you loads. Like Ryder sent me a list the other day saying they got all these loads going out of Georgia. I think it was like either Fairburn or something, Georgia, and they was going to these different places, and you pick which ones you want and you give them a rate, and that will be your dedicated run. Okay. Sometimes they will let you keep their trailer and just, return. They will let you, what they say is that they will let you use a backhaul. Okay. So if you're doing power only and you pick up a trailer from a customer, instead of them telling you to drop that trailer somewhere else, they'll tell you, hey, you can use my trailer to get you back to pick up the load to go out there again because it's a dedicated, right? So they know that, you want to be able to make money. And in order for you to do that, you need to be loaded, not only just going out there, but you need to be loaded coming back. So it allows you to be able to book a load with the customer's trailer, with the trailer interchange, to be able to get you back to your original location on a dedicated account. Okay. So if you're a carrier and you have your authority, you should be receiving emails daily, constantly, of different accounts that they have. Okay. Um, but yeah, stay in that area. I don't go past I-35, and and you should be good. Okay. So other than that, guys, let me get off of here. I can't talk for a long time because my load canceled, so I got to get another load out of here. And Mississippi is really not a great place to get loads out of, but they had a load paying $4 a mile. Was it $4? It was like $3.84 a mile, and it's going from Mississippi up to PA. So I was like, that's 1,000 miles, right? So me and Sean would do that in a day. Like we will leave tonight, we'll get there tomorrow night. Okay. Um, but it canceled. So what do you do when the load canceled? You adjust. So you just adjust. Now, the only bad thing about that is I got two more loads behind the one in Pennsylvania, right? So what am I going to do? I might have to deadhead a little bit and try to find me something that's going that way. So if I can do like 150 miles or even 200 if it's going the route up to PA, right? If it's on my way, I can pick it up and keep going and pick up my other two loads as well. But we're going to work it out. We'll see. I'm going to get back on the load board and see what's going on and see how I can make these adjustments. Other than that, guys, I'll try to come. It's hard to talk to you all on the truck too because the truck be moving and bouncing. I usually drive during the night shift. I drive usually about 8 to 8 in the morning when I'm on the truck with Arshawn, and Arshawn drives like 8 to 8 at night, and we just switch out that way. But other than that, guys, I will talk to you all later, and then after my 3 weeks out here working with him, I will go back to the house. But I wanted to come out and just help out for Thanksgiving holiday, and I probably will do it again for Christmas so everybody can be off for Christmas as well. But you just got to do what you got to do. So you can't sit at home when there's money to be made, right? Other than that, peace, love, joy, and happiness. You all have a wonderful and blessed day, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.